Hello everyone and welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name's Amanda and in today's video we are going to be doing a spooky but cute Halloween set of nails focusing on gel polish ombre. So I really hope you all enjoy watching. Now I have already prepped my nails and applied some press-on nail tips. Usually I will put a rubber base coat over the top of these, but I actually popped a layer of rubber base underneath before applying my press-on nails as I wanted to try something a little bit different. Then I buffed the surface of these so we are ready to jump straight into the design. Now for today's design I'm going to be using the new Violet Dawn with Sweetheart, and I wanted a little bit of glitter so I've gone for Violet Daze as well. And then because we're going to be doing an ombre, I'm also going to be using my ombre brush, and I also like to always have my detail brush and my angle nail art brush at my side when I'm doing my own nails, as these are great for getting close to the cuticle area as well as cleaning up around that cuticle area. But let's jump in to the first nail. So on this nail we're going to be doing a classic ombre between Sweetheart and Violet Dawn. Now what I wanted to do here is just make a really pretty base for some cute Halloween nail art. So Sweetheart and Violet Dawn worked perfectly for this. Now I have to say Sweetheart is a very pretty colour for doing any kind of ombre because it blends absolutely beautiful. In one coat it is a little bit more on the sheer side, but you do build up the coverage when you come in and do your second coat, and it has a really pretty kind of like a unicorn chrome effect to it in two coats as well. So it's a super pretty colour and it's super easy to blend. As you can see here, I'm having to do barely any work, so if you are struggling with ombres or you are new to ombres, I would definitely recommend giving Sweetheart a try. All I'm doing here is I'm taking my ombre brush, and where those two colours meet I'm going backwards and forwards blending them together. Now here I did touch my cuticle a little bit, so I'm just taking my angle nail art brush and just cleaning up with a little bit of alcohol so that I don't cure any on the skin. Now I don't stress too much about getting a perfect blend on my first coat, so I kind of just get a first coat down and then I perfect the blend on the second coat. But we're going to do the same on the ring finger, as I want these two nails to be the same in the design. So coming in very carefully applying Sweetheart, you want to get as close to your cuticle as you can without getting any on the skin or cuticles. So as you see on the previous nail, I did use my detail brush to get a little bit closer if I couldn't do it with my bottle brush, and I did clean up with that angled nail art brush. Then I'm going to take Sweetheart halfway down the nail, and then for the other half we're going to take Violet Dawn. This is one of the new colours from the Indian summer collection, and I have to say it is my favourite from the collection, and I've been saving it because I really wanted to do a violet-y purple set of Halloween nails. So again, taking that ombre brush, blend, 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 starting off right in the centre where those two colours meet, and then I'll take a little bit of Sweetheart down into Violet Dawn, and then a little bit of Violet Dawn up into Sweetheart, and kind of just keep going backwards and forwards and blending until I'm happy with it. Like I said, Sweetheart makes a very easy ombre, so there's not too much work to do, but you will find it can differ depending on the colours you are using. There are going to be certain colours that are harder to ombre than others. Then I always like to leave my ombres just to sit for a few seconds, just to let those brush strokes settle before coming in and curing for 30 seconds. Then once we've cured that first coat, we are going to do a second coat. So I'm coming in again with Sweetheart at that cuticle area, pulling my skin back, which is a little bit harder to do when you're working on your own nails, but when you're working on a client it's a lot easier to pull that skin back around the sidewall area, and then you can get a nice neat and close sidewall. But if I'm working on myself and I know this is a little bit trickier, this is why I do always have that angled nail art brush to hand, because it's brilliant for cleanup. And then with that second coat of colour, you are also going to see a lot more opacity from the colours coming through. So this is why I spent a little bit more time on the second coat to perfect that blend. So very similar to how we did the first coat, I'm going to start off by blending right where those two colours meet, just mixing them together effectively, which makes a beautiful transition between the two shades. Now, like I said, because these shades are fairly easy to blend, there isn't too much work to do, but I use that same technique that I do on all of my ombres. So I'll blend them in the middle, and then I'll take a little bit down into the Sweetheart from the center, and then I'll go from the center up into the Violet Dawn, just to create a really nice nice blend. Now whenever you see my brush go out of shot when I'm working on the nail, I'm just wiping it off on an alcohol wipe. This is to keep it clean throughout your ombre, especially when you're working with darker colors. So if you're doing a dark and a light ombre, you want to make sure that you're wiping your brush off and keeping it clean throughout doing your ombre. Otherwise you'll end up taking too much of one color into another or muddying the colors a little bit, and you won't create that really nice flawless blend. Don't have to stress too much about it on these lighter shades, but on darker shades especially, I like to make sure I'm cleaning my brush as much as I can whenever I'm picking up any product on it, because also this affects blending the colors together as well, because you will pick up product on the brush. Another thing is you don't want to work too harshly with the brush. So obviously the video is sped up a little bit, but I'm working quite slow, going backwards and forwards. I'm stopping every now and then to take a look at the colors and how well they're blending together. And then you'll see here, like at the side, I stopped and took a look and I noticed I hadn't blended too well at the sides. It blended nicely in the center, but the sides were looking a little bit harsh where the two colors meet. So I'm focusing my blend there just to make sure that the side walls have blended together nicely as well. Then we're going to pop that second coat in to cure for 30 seconds and just look how beautiful these two colors blended together. I love Violet Dawn and it worked beautifully with Sweetheart, but I think it would work well with most pinks and nudes in the Kiki collection. So on the next two nails, I want to add some foils to the tips and then blend that Violet Daze glitter that I showed you guys at the start over the top, because I really wanted to have some sparkles and some shimmers in this set, just so they're kind of fun for Halloween but give off that really pretty sparkly vibe. So I'm coming in and I'm applying my foil gel just to half of the nail, so mainly just the tips of the nails, not stressing about getting a sharp line or anything like that, because you don't want that when you're doing an ombre anyway. Then I have the coloured metallic foils. As you can see, I am missing one. I don't know how, but somehow I've misplaced one of the foils, but this is a beautiful box of foils. I use these and the classic metallic ones the most because I love anything like this effect. It's just super pretty. So after you've cured your foil gel for 30 seconds, you want to take your foil and press it down onto that cured foil gel. I then like to give it a little bit of a rub with the silicone tool, and these metallic foils, they are the easiest kind of foils to apply. So if you're starting out in foils, I would highly recommend starting out with metallic ones and then moving on to the more full cover foils or the ones with pictures, because they are a little bit trickier to apply. So all I'm doing is pressing down, rubbing over with my silicone tool, and then I'll just come back on and press on a little bit more just to make sure that any little gaps have covered up. And I just really love this metallic effect that it gives off. It's super pretty. And then when we come in and add the sparkles over the top, I loved these two nails. We also end up adding some crystals over the top of these nails as well, so they are very OTT, but I did love how they looked. So I wanted to continue with the ombre effect but come in with some glitter. So I'm taking a Violet Daze down at that cuticle area and applying it so it goes just over the foils, because we want to cover up that harsh line where the foil ends. Then to help blend this, I'm going to take a little bit of the Kiki London base coat, and this is the Hema free version as well. So if you haven't checked out the Hema free collection, I will leave a link in the description box below to the video. But Kiki very recently launched a Hema free base and top and a set of colours as well. So these also work brilliantly with the Easy Build Up range, which was already Hema free as well. So similar to how we did our ombre on the previous nails, I'm blending that glitter into the clear base coat. So the clear base coat is there just to help give us a blend over the foil, because obviously we haven't got another colour to blend it with. Now you don't necessarily have to do this with base coat, but I just find it a lot easier because it helps kind of like water down the glitter to create a fade without covering up too much of the foil. You can just pull the glitter over without the base coat, but then I find you can end up with the glitter taking over the tip of the nail, and I didn't want that because we want those foils to shine through. So the base coat just helps, like I said, water down the glitter and make it a bit more of a blend over the nail. Now I am going to do this in 2 coats simply because I really wanted to make sure I was covering covering the nail bed area with the violet Daze, and also wanting to make sure that I was covering the harsh line where the foils ended. So as you can see here, you really can't see where that foil ended because the glitter has come over the top of it really nicely. So it was definitely worthwhile doing this in 2 coats, and because a lot of the Kiki colours, it's highly recommended anyway that you do them in 2 coats. You will get the odd colour that's super pigmented and you can get away with only doing 1 coat, but it's always recommended to do 2 coats to get a nice even finish. And with something like this where I wanted to make sure I was covering up that harsh line, I went in for 2 coats. But depending on the look where you want with these glitters, you can use them in 1 coat. So sometimes I will use these over a different shade to give a sparkly effect, and I would only do 1 coat then. And if you want a more softer glitter look, you can do a rubber base coat and then 1 coat of this as well rather than 2. So they are super versatile, but I loved how they ended up looking in this ombre. We are going to go back to those nails and do a little bit of stamping and crystal application, but I wanted to move on to the thumbnail. So I really wanted a little bit more of Violet Dawn to shine through in this set, as this colour was my sort of main inspiration for this set of nails. So I'm going to come in and do 2 coats of Violet Dawn on the thumbnail, and just look how pretty this colour is. I think it's lovely for autumn because it has got a really nice dusky kind of look to it. I don't know, but it's super pretty. It's one of my favorite shades, like I said, from the new Indian summer collection, and I am a absolute huge lover of anything purple, so I really loved this one. So I'm keeping my coats nice and thin. You don't want to apply your gel polish too thickly. As I said, it's always recommended to apply them in 2 coats, and 2 thin coats works sufficiently because all of the Kiki colours have a really nice high pigmentation to them, and they have a really nice creamy consistency as well, which makes application nice and easy. So that's all of our bases effectively done. We're now going to move on to some nail art, and I really quickly wanted to show you guys that this gel polish remover is 99% acetone. So this is what you use for removing your gel polish sets. If you're not already familiar with it, definitely take a look at it, but I am absolutely loving it for cleaning off my stamping plates. Because I already have this, one of the main reasons I was only purchasing acetone was for things like cleanup. And then I thought, why don't I just use the gel polish remover? And it works can't get my words out. It works perfectly for any kind of cleanup where you would normally use acetone, even though it is only 99% acetone. I don't know if that makes a huge difference, but I wanted to give it a shout out. So anyway, I'm just going to use it to clean up my stamping plate, and then I wanted to keep with a bit of a cutesy Halloween vibe because obviously the colours are quite cutesy. So we're just going to stamp on a couple of little images over the ombre nails. Now, if you didn't want to do stamping here, you could use water decals instead, or you could just leave them as ombres, but obviously we was doing a Halloween inspired set. So another reason I always keep my angled nail art brush to hand as well is because I will use this for cleanup with stamping as well, because it's got a nice sharp straight edge to it. It's really great if you make a mistake with stamping or stamp something down that you don't necessarily want on the nail. You got a really nice sort of precision cleanup with it. So as you see there, I wiped off a little bit of the image that I didn't want down on the nails, and then we're going to move on to the second nail and just finish off doing some more cutesy stamped images down. And you'll see there that I'm using one of the alcohol wipes as well to clean off the stamping plate, and I will just continue adding the gel polish remover to that little alcohol wipe and just use that same wipe throughout the set of nails so it saves on wastage. A lot of the time though, I would just use a lint-free pad with the gel polish remover to clean up my stamping plate. And then lastly, I just wanted to come in and add a couple of little stars down just to fill in this area. So although we have done the stamping over the ombre, that beautiful ombre still shines through. So I absolutely loved how it looked. Then we're going to move on to the thumbnail. So I'm going to apply a generous amount of stamping polish to my spiderweb, scrape off the excess. I use my lint roller to clean up my stamper, and then I'm just going to press and wriggle that image down on to the corner, sort of cuticle area part of the nail, as my sort of plan for this now was to add in some crystals to those spider webs, because we are going to be adding some crystals on the ombre nails as well. So I thought we'd add some in on the thumb as well, just because I don't use crystals too often. So talking of our crystals, these are also from the Kiki London website. They have a huge selection of crystals. They have lots of different colors, and then they also have clear and crystal AB as well. So do check the crystals out if you haven't already. They're not something I use loads, as I do struggle a little bit not applying the crystals but thinking of placement, so I don't tend to use them too often. But talking about application, the best way to apply them is with your Kiki London No Wipe rubber top coat. This is so much easier than applying your crystals with glue, because you can move your crystals around and get them in place as much as you want, and they're not going to set in place until you pop that top coat in to cure. So what I'm starting off by doing is I'm going to top coat the two nails that I'm not applying crystals to, just so that that's done and out of the way. And then I'm going to apply a top coat to my pointer finger. So I'm going to do one nail at a time with applying the crystals, just so I don't knock them or nudge them around where I don't want them to go, because I'm working on myself. If you was working on a client, their hand would just be flat, so you could top coat all of the nails and then just apply the crystals and pop them all into cure all together. So I'm only doing it this way because I'm working on myself. But I've applied my top coat, and then I'm adding on my crystals and a couple of little caviar beads in as well, and we're doing a really simple trio of crystals down the center of the nail. So I picked a slightly larger one to go in the middle, and then two smaller ones to come out of the edges, and I'm just popping those caviar beads in between the crystals. If you don't want to use caviar beads, you could also use some little crystals as well, because the Kiki London crystals do come in mixed sizes. So when you purchase these, they are separated into the different sizes in the bag. I've just mixed them all together in my pot, just because that's how I personally prefer to work with them. So I popped that now into cure, just so I didn't nudge them or move them around while I was working on the next nail. So again, we're applying our top coat, just a thin coat, because it's a rubber top coat, it is slightly thicker, and I don't find the crystals last as well in the regular no wipe top coat. You do need to use the rubber top coat, and then they will stay on for however long that you are wearing the set of nails. Then what we're doing is we're using the Kiki London dotting and gem tool, and I use both ends of this for my crystals. So you use the gem end, which is like a waxy end, to pick up your crystals or your caviar beads or any kind of embellishments that you're adding to the nail. And then I like to use the dotting tool end, as this comes in handy for nudging them around and moving them into place. And because it's got a really thin tip, it's great. It just makes application so much easier. So once we'd done that, now again we're going to pop that into cure. I do always like to do the thumb separately, even if I'm not working on myself, just because I find they cure a lot better, because you can hold them straight in the nail. Even though it's not a necessity, I just find it a lot easier. So again, we're going to apply that top coat to the entire nail, because the top coat is not only applying the crystals, it's sealing in our gel polish and nail art as well. So you want to make sure that you are applying it to the entire nail. And then on this one, I'm kind of just trying to find some crystal sizes that suit. So I wanted a larger one up in that big spider web, and then a smaller one down on the tip of the nail, and I didn't want this to be hanging off the edge of the nail, so that's why I'm just making sure that it's not going to be right on the very tip of the nail, as then it might chip off. And then look how pretty adding those crystals finished off this set. It was such a simple step, but I feel as though it really added something extra to the set of nails. So then we're going to finish off with the Kiki London Sweet Peach Cuticle Oil. I'm going to give this a really good rub in around all of the cuticles and the skin underneath my nails as well. And then that, guys, is the end of the design. So I really hope you like how these look. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And are you more team cute for Halloween or team sort of gory spooky? I'm definitely in the team cute camp. And then I will leave all of the products that I've used listed in the description box below, so do check that out, and I'll pop a couple of recommended videos at the bottom as well. And as always, there is the links to the Kiki London social media, so do check that out if you're not already following them on Instagram as well. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up, leave us a comment below, and if you haven't already, so hit that subscription button. I would absolutely love it if you did. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.